Okay, what's everyone? How's it going? Just let me full screen this real quick. Okay, I know this is a little bit late on the bandwagon for me, guys, and I apologize about that. But today I will be playing Sakura Angels for you guys, the visual novel. So let's start the game. Ooh, black screen. That's every night. I have the same dream every night. I'm always brought back to this place without fail. And then every morning I wake up with no memory of this place at all until the next time I fall asleep. Not a single night has went by without my consciousness being dragged into this abyss. This realm is devoid of light so much that I can't even see my hand in front of my face, no matter how desperately I wave it. The concept of sound is just as absent, my steps silent and my distressed cries swallowed by the borderless darkness as quickly as they left my mouth. I'm in a bleak, barren wasteland of nothingness. Spending my prolonged amount of time here begins to make me doubt even my own existence. Yet despite my feeling suffocated by a striking absence of anything, I know I'm not alone. Something is watching me, stalking me from the shadows. It's a hunter! Hunter! That's funny. I can't say for sure what it is, but every once in a while I catch sight of something in the corner of my view. A pair of burning bright eyes fixed purely on me. They hate me, despise me. Their overwhelming sense of animosity relating from whoever they belong to. I know they want nothing more than to lash out and attack me, but something is holding them back. A force they truly despise. God? Invisible chains that bind and restrict them from one thing that is on their mind. Dude, like, it almost, like, if there was any more text, it would be going over the buttons, under the buttons. At first, when I began dreaming about this place, the eyes were distant, like glimmering stars. But with each passing night, the eyes seemed to inch even closer and shine even brighter. I think whatever force has been holding them from me is beginning to fade. What will happen when these eyes reach me? I shudder to think. I know it's just a dream, so I shouldn't be afraid, but everything I experience here is so vivid. None of the usual murky haze that shrouds such a dream-like environment seems to exist here at all. I have perfect clarity. Dude, like the bottom of the word clarity was cut off. I can feel the stagnant, freezing air around me, enough to incite a shiver out of every once in a while. Since I'm so used to this dream, I know how it'll end. I'll wade through the darkness for what seems like eternity, never finding anything, until the morning finally comes to pull me out of this nightmare. At least, that was how it usually ended. Something is different tonight. Those hateful burning eyes that always just kept out of sight before, I'm suddenly confronted by them. Rom is playing Borderlands. Okay. Never before have they been so close. Never before have I stared straight back into them. Their narrow, piercing gaze roots me to the spot, and shooting pain surges through me. I can't move. I can't breathe. And then, from out of the darkness, a crooked smile spreads, just as sinister as the eyes. I heard a voice.
残りの平穏を楽しめ少年。君の命はもうわずかだ。
Whoa, this is weird. So close I can practically taste the freedom. It won't be long now. Enjoy the peace while you can, for your days are numbered.
全てが
and
変わ
then
る
everything shall change. Okay, that was really creepy. I think that was like Satan or something. Ugh! My head is killing me. This morning, mirages are the worst. Every morning without fail I wake up to a sensation not unlike my skull being pounded by a jackhammer. Thump, thump, thump. It's almost like a heartbeat. I feel like my head is going to split open. It's weird though, because even though the pain is so intense, it never lasts long. It's in the space it takes me to get up and head for school. The pain usually reduces just a little throb at the back of my skull by then. So it isn't too much of a hassle in the grand scheme of things. Certainly isn't a fun way to wake up. I just find it odd how consistent it seems to be. Anyway, enough pondering these weird mysteries. It's time to tackle the day. After a moment of wrestling with my blanket, I swing my legs around and drag myself out of bed. Quick look at my bedside clock tells me it's still early. Too early. If I had it my way, the world wouldn't start until at least a good way into the afternoon. But sadly, life just isn't that wonderful. Pulling back the curtains to let the light flood my room, I suppressed the urge to let out a hiss, almost blinding myself in the process. Too bright. The rest of my time getting ready is spent finding with my uniform and tie becoming all the more problematic to put on when you're half asleep. Oh god, I think I actually got my hand stuck in it. Almost choking myself to death in the most pathetic fight ever. I finished putting on the tie, the rest of my uniform complying peacefully to me. Unable to find a comb, I self just flattening down my hair with my hands. Blinking into the mirror, I'm left staring back at someone with messy black hair. It's close enough. Somewhat dressed and somewhat ready, I stumble out of my room, my legs still not fully awake. Uneven steps carry me dangerously down the stairs, and I soon emerge into the kitchen. I'm greeted by silence. The kitchen is empty, a familiar scene for me. My parents are what you might call workaholics. Basically, they spend more time at their respective jobs than they ever do here. I only ever get to catch them during the evening while we're eating, and then everyone is off to bed and the cycle repeats. Yeah, it's under the buttons now. What the crap, that's terrible. Don't get me wrong, I understand they have to work in order to keep us living comfortably, so I don't hate them for it. Let me say something real quick. No, I was hoping I could like fix it, but it just gets, I don't know, lonely? Oh well. There's no use moping about it. It's been like this for years, so I don't know why I'm getting all emotional about it now. The plus side of them not being around is that I quickly had to learn how to cook for myself. It's amazing how fast you can adapt to that sort of stuff when you're starving. I don't think I've had enough time for anything fancy to eat for breakfast, so I'll just settle for toast. Of course, because this is the world of anime, and everyone eats toast in anime. No one doesn't like toast. You never go wrong with toast. See? Okay, you might be able to go wrong with toast. I have a sudden traumatic flashbacks of when the toaster erupted into flames. What a day that was. I learned from my mistakes now. What'd he do? Put it on like high and just leave it in there to burn? And what happened the second? Third time? So he's done it twice. Having devoured the only slightly charred toast, I swing my bag over my shoulder before starting for the front door. I give the empty house one last look over before opening the front door. It's kind of depressing to have no one to say goodbye to. But again, this has been the same for every weekday morning since forever ago. The sun is shining high in a cloudless the sky. Birds are chirping overhead. Waves of students are passing by, happily chatting with one another as they make their way to school. It's also horrible. I'm not much of a morning person, so I can't even begin to fathom how everyone can be so bright-eyed and fleshy-tailed right now. I'm not much of a morning... I mean, it's taking all of my willpower just to be able to put a foot in front of the other without crumbling to the ground. That's probably got something to do with that monster he keeps saying. I just have hope that the breakfast kicks in and gives me the energy I need to be forced to literally drag myself through the school gates. You just had some toast, that's not gonna give you that much energy. Dot. While keeping my head down and my eyes glued to the ground, as I soldier on, I suddenly notice a vibrant atmosphere from before it's gone. Silence has completely taken over. My steps are the only thing making any noise. The air is still. Huh? That's a bit strange. Bring my head up, I'm met with an unsettling sight. The street is deserted. No students, no cars, and even the cheerful chirping of birds is gone. What? I hurry on forward, hoping to at least run into somebody. Okay, I don't care that he's playing Counter-Strike. Anyone? Even the sun's once golden rays seem muted, the world tinged in dreary tones. But there still isn't a cloud in the sky. Okay, this is definitely starting to freak me out. I need to just, a splitting pain shoots through my head, stopping me in my tracks. A searing poker begins to thrust through my skull. A headache? No. Nothing is making any sense. Desperately trying to keep myself upright as I clutch a hand to my head, I stagger forwards. Unlike the headaches from before that gradually died down, this one only seemed to be getting worse. Thump, thump, thump. It won't stop at all. I'm brought to my knees. I can hardly even think straight, my head threatening to explode at any moment. And then, the gritted teeth and the pained expression, I see it. Something that shouldn't exist. It clearly does as confirmed by my own terrified eyes. Oh, it's those eyes! Oh, it's the eyes that were after him. A monster. That's the only word that can come to my scrambled mind. A hulking, grotesque mass of flesh with jawed fangs and red, slitted eyes, seething with hate. The closest thing I can rate to this would be a dog, but no dog I know of these times the size of me is formed practically eclipsing the sun. It snorts with flared nostrils, having something like steam being exhausted out. Given its tense stance and the fact it's blocking my way, I can only assume it's here for me. But why? What the hell is it? Where did it come from? What does it want me? 1,000,001 questions race through my head, but I doubt I'm going to get answers from this. This thing. The only thing I can do when presented with such odds, and that is to stand my ground or flee. I'm gonna stand my ground. I'll beat the crap out of the thing. Just chop it up with a sword. Of course. I don't know what the hell this thing is, or why it suddenly appeared before me, but I'm not going to let me take it down without a fight. Yeah, beat the crap out of it. Ignoring the pain that threatens to consume my soul, I straighten myself up, stare right back to the fateful eyes of the beast. And then, tightening a fist, I lash out like lightning, my fist connecting with its head, cleanly with a salt. Yeah, beat the crap out of it. Take this, foul beast. Wham! Okay, no. Bad idea. That did nothing. In fact, it looks even angrier than it did before now. And all I managed to do is bruise my own fist. I hope I haven't broken it. I reel back from a brutal attack, giving the fist in question a good shake. It still stings. Ow. Now what do I do? My blazing surprise attack was met with complete indifference, and now I think it's too late to run. This creature is gearing itself for a charge, its front leg digging in the ground. This might have been a mistake. I tried to turn tail and begin running, but the beast kicks off the ground straight towards me. There's nothing else I can do. I brace myself as best I can for the inevitable bone-shattering impact. Right before the beast can connect with me and bring my life to a grisling and a dazzling radiant light floods my vision, engulfing both me and the monster. The beast stops in its tracks, a gurgled cry escaping it before it vaporizes before my eyes. Dot dot dot. What? What the hell just happened? Jeez, that was a close one. Sorry guys, that was my phone. Are you alright? A cheerful voice chirps, and a welcome sound after the terrors of that thing. Don't talk to him. We have to leave before. And then another voice that's less cheerful. In fact, they sound angry more than anything. The light soon fades, revealing my saviors. Though, definitely the last thing I was expecting. Two cute girls, one a tsundere and one a dere. Okay. Two girls, roughly my age, stand before me. I blinked several times before I scrubbed my eyes, hoping things might make a little more sense. This can't be real. I'm having more trouble believing these girls are actually standing before me than I did the monster. Wielding weapons and costumes taken straight out of a fantasy book. It's all a bit much for my brain to attempt to process. Kenta? Okay. What the heck was that? A shadow. So we're Kenta. The more cheerful of the two simply says that to me. Her stance relaxing some. Huh? Was that supposed to explain everything? I glance down at my feet where my own shadow stretches, but the girl burst into a giggle. Not your own, LSC. That thing we just took care of, which you're welcome for, by the way, is what we call a shadow. The physical manifestation of all the hatred and negative emotions that might lurk in one's heart. Normally, they're not so aggressive during the day, though. It was really out for you. We're usually pretty good at nabbing them before they get to you, but this one completely took us by surprise. I'm happy we got here in time. You're not hurt, are you? No, I'm fine, but as if things weren't bad enough that we had to reveal ourselves to him. Now you're just casually babbling away things that no normal person should have a right to know. Have you lost your mind? Cut short by the more aggressive looking of the pair, whose expression has grown darker and darker as the cheerful one had spoken. Looking like she's unable to take anymore, she exploded and caused both of us to jump. Wow, but he looks so confused. I like this one. I like the daily, not the tsundere. And now they've seen one of the shadows firsthand, don't you think it's just a little too late for us to quietly slip back into the shadows? Her eyes narrow to a frightening glare. It's clear she isn't happy. Don't she think? But I don't think she has anything to counter that. See? You worry too much. Well, only tell him what he needs to know, nothing more, nothing less. The upset girl brings her attention back to me, a sparkle in her eye. Right, so, Gaimta. Where were we? We were... Wait! I didn't know my name. Huh? Oh. Whoops. She puts her hand on us as this trying to take back the words. The questions continue to pile up, and I still haven't gotten any answers. You idiot! Baka! She just was like, Baka! It's funny. Wow. The serious one rams her fist against the other one's head. She sticks her tongue out in sort of tee-hee, my bad kind of way. You guys know me? I've never seen them in my life. And given how they look, I definitely think I would have remembered them. Well, we don't know you personally, but we've been watching over you for a while now. You've become quite the point of interest recently, you know? Me? What the heck did I ever do to get so much attention? As far as I know, I'm just an average student who lives an average life. Does average things. So after this, I guess I can't really call my life average anymore. Can't really go into details because you know the top secret and all, but let's just say it's in our best interest for you to fall in our best. It's not in our best interest for you to fall in the wrong hands. You won't believe how much effort we've been putting into keeping you safe, you know. Actually, I'm kind of relieved we finally get to meet, so you can finally appreciate all of our hard work. She beams at me, leaning in perhaps a little bit too close. She's throwing too much at me here, I can hardly think straight. Just who the heck are you guys? She falls into deep thought, her nose snarching up. I guess she's chopping her words carefully as to avoid another brutal start from her partner. Think of us as your guardian angels, okay? Saying that, she gives her bow a flourish and shatters between her fingers. Moments later, the shattered pieces of the bow begin to gather behind her, the shards piercing back together rapidly, till finally they form a pair of wings on her back. The wings, while not strictly attached to her, at least seem to function as they sway in the breeze and give off a glimmer every now and again. Wait, are they literally angels? Let me get this straight. To start from the beginning, that thing attacked me, that monster you called those shadows. Yep. And the shadows are supposedly been hunting me for a while now. Because apparently if they catch me, it'll be bad for unspecified reasons. Yup. Really bad. And you guys, whoever you are, have been combating them from the shadows to keep me safe from harm? Nods enthusiastically. Looks like I've just about got a grip on what this whole thing is, even if it was a little sparse on the details. Knowing all this brings me to the conclusion that I have no choice but to believe them. As crazy as it sounds, I really can't deny the evidence before me. That monster was definitely real, and I have no reason to doubt these girls who destroyed that thing right before my eyes. Okay, so what happens now? Well, now that the shadows have gotten more aggressive, I don't think we can go back to our old job of watching you from afar. We were lucky to barely catch that thing just now after all. Somehow, I don't like the sound of that, or what it might imply. After all. So, we'll be parting ways for now, but expect us to be keeping an extremely close eye on you from now on, okay? Bye-bye for now. She gives me a wink and a wave before taking off in the other direction. Her less and thrusted partner simply turns her head from me with one last before following after her. I'm soon left completely alone within the street where just moments ago my entire world had been spun on its head. Did all that just happen? Ah, jeez. All of this will have to wait for later though. Right now I have to focus on the bigger issue, being late for school. I break into a sprint as I try to make up for lost time, all the while hoping that I'll never run into those two again. Somehow, I just about barely make it to class. It was a photo finish through the door just as the bell went, but I made it. Taking a moment to catch my breath, I drag myself over to my desk, the teacher arriving almost seconds after I collapsed to the chair. Congrats! Because this is anime, they're gonna both magically become transfer students the same exact day, are they not? I'm just guessing that's gonna be the case. None of the other students seemed too bothered by my late entrance. Though at this point, maybe this is what they expect of me anyway. I've been pretty late at times, even missing the bell entirely some days. Mostly due to sleeping in. At least this time, I had an actual reason for cutting it so close. However, what happened earlier, I think it's going to be impossible for me to focus on the lesson. I'm beginning to wonder if I'll ever get an explanation for what the heck that was that just happened. Impossibly tall creatures, girls wielding magic weapons. No matter how I look at it, my brain refuses to accept it as reality. It goes against everything I know. I scrub through my hair, a faint headache still raging at the back of my head. Being lucky enough to have a situated by the window, I let my gaze wander out with my eyes vacant as I stare into the clear blue sky. My teacher is doing her usual morning speech, no doubt talking about the upcoming events from our school, but his words are just a dull mumble in my ears, my mind miles away. Those girls do my name, and no matter how far I dwell back through my memories, it's clear I've never seen them in my life. At least, I don't think I've seen them before. I think hard, maybe too hard, to the point my eyes begin to strain. Nope, nothing. I can't recall a single thing that might shed light upon this. Defeated for now, I tuned back to my classroom, while still keeping my sight set on the sky, the teacher's voice becoming clearer once more. Now, I know it's a bit sudden, but as of today, we have 2 transfer students that will be joining our class. Nailed it! Whoop whoop! Senpai in the house! Ooh yeah. Transfer students? At this time of the year? It's a bit too late to be joining, don't you think? Even the teacher sounds confused as he announces them. And not just 1, but 2? Why do I get the feeling there's something off about this? Almost as if it's tied to what happened earlier. Ha! No, it couldn't be. I'd like you to make them feel welcome as they transition in. So what did you say your name for? I'm Sayaka. It's nice to meet you all. I bet she's the day one. I hope we all get along. I bolt over out of my seat, my head snapping towards the front of the classroom. That upbeat voice. Is it really? Yup, sure enough, the 2 girls I never thought I'd see again are stood before me? In my classroom no less, wearing the school's official uniform. The tearful one, Sayaka, bows politely to the class, flashing me a grin as their eyes pass over me. So she's in love with me already. That's good to know. What? What is this? The other girl is less courteous, her arms crossed and her brow frown. She doesn't look pleased to be here at all. Her gaze passes over too, but rather than a smile, she gives me a nasty glare. Is she blaming me for this? It sure feels like it. The girl behind beside me here is Hikari. Well, I don't like Hikari, so. Go on, say hi. Hey, don't. Sayaka gives her a playful push as she stumbles into the center of the classroom, everyone's eyes upon her. She looks like she's at a loss of words, her mouth opening and closing, and her face gradually goes red. I guess she doesn't cope well under the spotlight. I'm Hikari. Nice to meet you all. Shells onto a murmur before spinning on her heel and storming our way back to our Sayaka, practically hiding behind her. See, that wasn't so hard, was it? Hikari shimmers with silent rage, her hands balled up into tight fists, practically shaking. I'm sure if she wasn't in a classroom full of people, things might have gotten violent here. With their interactions over, the teacher motions for them to take their seats. Wait a second. I only just realized where the only spare seats in the classroom are. Right next to me. One of them is right behind me, with a window view too, and the other is to my right. I knew it. So that means they'll both be sitting beside me. Actually, this is pretty convenient. I can finally ask them what the heck they're doing. Sayaka, with a spring in her step, waltzes towards the desk behind me. Hikari stomps her way over and takes the other desk. I don't like Hikari. I lean out of my desk and try to catch their attention. At least in Sakura Beach, you know, freaking Ayumi was cute. Try to catch her, but I'm cut short by the teacher who resumes whatever he was talking about before. Damn it. I don't want to get in trouble for talking during class. I'll have to wait until the break. That's 2 lessons away though, which is practically an eternity. And swing back around the front of my desk. I can't do anything right now, so I'll just pay attention to the teacher and... Aw no. How can I pay attention to anything when those 2 magical girls are sitting near me? I want answers now. Drumming my fingers against the desk as the teacher continues to drone on, I try to think a way around this. It's better I don't speak during class, so... Of course, it's so obvious. I'll dig into my school bag and pull out a notebook and pencil. I'll just pass them a note. Simple and silent. It's a bit of an immature means of communicating, I admit, but I'm desperate here. I scribbled down my message. What are you guys doing here? I may as well get straight to the point. Put the page out, ripping it in half in the process. Questions left is, who do I give this note to? Give it to Sayaka. Yeah, there we go. Well, it's going to be harder to pass the note to someone directly behind me without looking too suspicious. I get the feeling Sayaka might actually want to respond. Kicking back in my chair, I lean backwards and slipped onto her desk while I was keeping my eyes forward as if I were a good student who's actually paying attention to the lesson at hand. At least, I think I managed to give her the note. After a minute or two twiddling my thumbs, I began to lose faith in my plan. Maybe this was... Something suddenly tapped the shoulder. The same page I had torn out from the pad before, fluttering down my desk. Success! Written below my own hastily scrawled, just barely legible message is one far neater handwriting and accompanied by a smiley face. We're here to protect you, silly. Protect me? Right. I remember her saying something about them being my guardian angels and that they'd be keeping a closer eye on me, but this is ridiculous. I scribbled down my reply, writing so fast I have to cross out a word several times before I finally get it right. Okay, I get that part, but do you really need to be this close? How did you guys manage to get enrolled? Did you forget how close you were to being chopped on this morning, we're not gonna let that happen again. And as far as how we got in, well, let's just say we can be very persuasive. Who actually reads? I do. I actually do read it. Whatever. At least she gave me an answer. Somewhat. Now that I think about it, the teacher did look a little confused as she introduced them. I'm guessing they wormed their way into here with whatever magical powers they have. That's a bit scary, actually. Magic? You use that word so casually. I'm just accepting its existence. Am I just accepting its existence now? I guess given the evidence, it's a bit so hard not to, but I'm still going to remain skeptical. The first lesson of my day goes on at at a slow pace. Yeah. I can't focus on a thing no matter how hard I try. What seems like an eternity, the bell finally rings, announcing the end of the lesson. There's still another lesson to go before break time though, which makes it impossible to talk with the girls, especially since the next lesson is PE, where the boys and girls are separated. Why is life so complicated? After reluctantly getting changed for PE, I'm soon in the schoolyard with the male half of our class. Much like the first leg, it's hard to pay attention to the PE teacher as he goes through our basic warm-up exercises. I follow the exercises just about with as much as enthusiasm as a zombie. The rest of the lesson is sort of a blur, at least until some of the male students start looking towards the track field where the girls are. They're staring in amazement, some even rubbing at their eyes as if it couldn't be real. What's so amazing? What are you guys looking at? A muscly crowd does form so I can actually get a good look at the field. No way. The girls are running on the track, which isn't an amazing thing in itself, but it's who's running on the track that makes it such an unreal sight. Sayaka is blazing across the track, practically a blur as she leaves the others in the dust. She's literally running circles around them. She doesn't look tired or exhausted at all either, save for the beads of sweat creeping up. In fact, she has a big smile on her face, clearly enjoying it all. So she is sweating, but she's not really that tired. As if it wasn't obvious before, these girls are on a completely different level. I'm sure she's breaking several kinds of records right here. The other girls in the group helplessly trail behind her, their expressions ranging from sheer confusion to envy. Some of those girls are, well, I guess, were now the top of their class when it came to track too, but she's making them all look like snails in comparison. I can't imagine how they must feel being showed up by someone who hasn't even been here a day. I can hardly keep my eyes on her. She seems to get just a little faster with each loop she makes around the track. It wouldn't be long now before she becomes just one big blur and circulating the place. Is she even human? I'm seriously beginning to doubt it here with the superhuman display. I think even the top athletes in this country couldn't compare to her. While Sayaka is hogging the spotlight here, there's someone missing in all of this. Her far grumpier counterpart, Hikari. If anything, shouldn't she be neck and neck with Sayaka? I scan the others trailing behind them, but I can't find her either. Just where? Behind even the other girls being left behind in Sayaka is someone dragging their feet, a sour expression on her face. She's just walking with her arms folded like usual. I wonder if her arms are glued like that. She isn't even trying. She must really have not wanted to enroll here. It must have been Sayaka's idea entirely. What are you all staring at? Come on, let's get back to it. Apparently, all forgetting we had our own lesson and the teacher calls us back to reality, focusing us all to reluctantly stop gawking at the girls. The rest of the PE lesson goes by without anything much of note happening, and then finally, the lunch break arrives. I stopped the magic girls in the classroom, casually chatting away with some of the other students. I didn't think they'd be able to make friends already. Though after Sayaka's little display earlier, she's probably the talk of the class. Oh, that was cute. Oh, Kenta! Hi there. She gives me a wave and cheery smile as I can only say I do the same. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, hi. Look, can we talk? Go for it. No, not here, I mean, can we talk somewhere private? Crap. That might have come out weird. I'm getting weird looks from everyone in class, a few of them breaking into whispers and giggles. Even Saika is feigning surprise, despite well knowing what I mean. Oh my, this is a bit sudden. I don't know what to say. Come on, stop messing around. I've been dying to talk with both of you since this morning. Oh god. I made it worse than that. The sound turned this into looking like one of those awkward confessions ever. Are you always this bored with girls you've just met? She long with the continued painful stares from the class. Well, if she's going to be like this, I have no choice. This is going to make me look even worse for the class, but I need answers. And take a deep breath to still myself. And then... what are you doing? The guard brother is pointing her towards the classroom door, whether she likes it or not. Given what I witnessed for, I'm sure she could have me flat on the floor if she's truly opposed to this. She's just messing around at this point, though. And you come with me. Ah? Who said you could touch me? Free hand, they call the guards this. No doubt calling themselves some sort of deviant with the class. Thankfully, they both follow along without too much resistance. Ignoring the brunt of Hikari's verbal abuse, I continue onto the doorway. Let's have somewhere quiet where no one will hear us discuss the magic and monster business. The question is, in all the haste to escape the classroom, with both girls in tow, I crash into someone who's already making their way through the door. I stumble backwards, looking slightly dazed. Thankfully, they don't look hurt. Are you okay? Sorry about that. I offer her an apologetic smile. Who is she again? She must be from my class. I can't recall her name at all, though. It's fine. She speaks in a cold tone, her especially cold eyes locked onto my own in an intense stare that completely betrays her words. Yikes. I guess she has a reason to be annoyed given my clumsiness, but this is a lick of pure hate. Okay then. Confirming she's okay, I continue on with Hikari and Saika. They're protesting mostly from Hikari's side, ceasing in increasing volume. I can even begin to imagine what this must look like for the people passing by. I'm sure, even as I heard from the stairs, that girl is staring at me. Did I do something to annoy her? I mean, besides the clumsiness from today, of course. I can't worry about her for now. I have bigger problems to worry about. Namely, two big problems. One in each hand of mine. Hurrying up the roof, I'm thankful to see is the void of life. Safely walled by tall mesh fences, the roof is technically a spot students could spend their breaks at, but it really isn't that popular. Works for me. Okay, now can you guys explain this whole mess? Or at least both of them with the wrists of their wrists simultaneously. Saika bounces happily, completely unbothered, while Hikari, on the other hand, rubs her wrist as if I had assaulted her. Next time, how you asked us for grabbing someone like that. You're lucky we're in a public place, or I would have sliced you in two. Oh, this is exciting. This is gonna be one of those confessions I've heard so much about. Confession? To who? Both of us? What the heck are they even? I shake my head. This isn't a confession. You know full well what this is about. I feel my face burning up. It really is exhausting dealing with them. Psyche gives me a teasing smile before bursting into a giggle. Apparently, this is the funniest thing in the world to her. I know. You want an actual explanation for all this, don't you? I just couldn't help myself. Thank you. I let out a sigh, my soul is drooping. Finally! So what did you want to know about first? I want to know who they are. Like, are they like literally angels? Okay, this should be an obvious one to ask. As if before, but I only got vague answer about them being my supposed guardian angels. Hoping she feels more generous now though. Well, I'm sorry, Kat, and this is... You got it! Did you forget our names already, silly? I actually ripped my hair out here. Open my mouth once more to say that she damn well knows that's not what I mean. But she seems way ahead of me. In all seriousness, I'm not really sure how much I'm allowed to say. We're already bending your rules as it is, showing ourselves to you. I mean, really, this whole thing is a complete disaster. To cause us so many... Why did you have to cause us so many problems? Hey, it's not my fault, I think. Just be thankful you're so important to me. Well, we could have left you to get eaten by that thing. The realization of what she said slowly dawns on her. It was quite fun to watch her unusually, her usual grumpy face gradually go red before she stops still flustered. I mean, important to us. Us. Smooth. Psychic giggles and gives her a playful punch on the shoulder. Wham! Hayaka responds in kind by giving her a wallop to the shoulder with nothing playful about it. Are these two even partners? Anyway, I try my best to keep things on track, so I'm sure it won't be long before it dissolves into violence again. I think the most we can tell you is we're not from around here, rather we were sent here to specially ensure your safety. You belong to some sort of group? Wait, are there more of you with these weird powers? I might have said too much already. She rose at her bag overhead with a grin that pretty much says, whoops, I probably won't be able to get any more higher on this subject. For today at least. Maybe if I can get her off guard another day, she might let more slip. So, was there anything else you want to know? How long are you going to stay here? This is an important one. Exactly how long do you plan on staying here to watch over me? Psycho pulls a frown at my question. A genuinely sad looking one that tugs at my heartstrings. Was it really that bad? It's almost like you don't want us around. Are we that much of a nuisance? Damn it. Why does she have to phrase it like that? That's clearly not what I meant. I think. It's just, as long as they're here, I'm sure there's going to be nothing but trouble in my life. Aw, come on, I didn't mean it like that. She suddenly burst into a bright, beaming smile again, almost blinding me. I know. You're just easy to mess with. I couldn't help myself. This girl, she breaks into a laugh. Oh, I'm sure can't be heard by the entire school from all the way up here. Won't be here long, I promise. Just until we've sorted things out. Oh, just stay forever. I guess you can't tell me what needs to be sorted out. She puts a finger on her nose and winks. I thought so. Top secret and all that. But we're in the process of figuring this whole mess out. It shouldn't take long. Maybe a couple of days. Top secret. A week at the most.
1週間
A week?
下にでも帰り
If
た
it
い
was
の
up
に
to me,
こんなところ大嫌いだわ
be gone by
さ
tomorrow.
すぎ
I hate this place. It's so noisy. Well, if somebody was more useful and helped me instead of just complaining all the time, we might get things done quicker, huh?
そのかもなんだけどな
Well, she said that without her smile flattering one bit, her tone just as jerry, despite the biting words. It's kinda scary. Even Hikari has no argument against that, those words causing her to fall silent as she shrinks back from her depressively bright partner. Moving on. So, was there anything else you want to know? What was that monster? I want to know more about what the heck that thing was they saved me from earlier. A shadow, I think she called it. I'm guessing there's more of those things lurking out there. And they're after me? Well, in this particular case they are. Though usually they're not so aggressive. But they've always been around, lurking in the shadows. It's really weird. I've never seen one so brave as to attack someone in broad daylight. It was like something got it really riled up. Or maybe she falls into thought, leaving Hikari and I to stand awkwardly, exchanging even more awkward glances. Sayaka? She snaps out of her stupor, blinking back into reality.
あーごめんなさい
Oh, sorry.
なんでもないから
Don't worry, it's nothing. What the heck did I do to annoy these monsters anyway? It's not what you did, it's because of who you are.
襲われたの
Who I am?
あなた
Yeah, your blood. Sayaka. Well, okay.
ごめんってば
Sorry. Sayaka is cut off by an ear-piercing cry from Hikari. Oh, I guess I'll never know. Hikari seems adamant about keeping this a
彼は
secret.
知る必
She
要ない
doesn't.
わ
He doesn't need to know any of that.
こんな学校とは
It's better this way. The problem at hand, and then we can finally leave this horrible. We'll sort out the problem at hand, and then we'll finally leave this horrible school.
あれは楽し
You're no fun. You're right though.
そうだ
Sorry, Kenta. She gives me an apologetic look. She really sounds sincere too. She's practically bursting to tell me, but just can't. No use pressing it, I suppose. Maybe one day. So, was there anything else you want to know? No, that's all for now. I guess that's all we have time for now. I think the bell for the second half is about to... Yup. There it is. Oh,
どれですか
time to go back now, is it? She stretches her arms to the air, giving a small yawn. Well, I hope we're able to clear things up a little. Something like that.
遅れ
Come
ちゃ
on,
うね
we don't want to be late. Sayaka bounces for the stairs as if we're in some sort of race, her partner trailing behind as she gives me one last look. She stops, her eyes cast downward for a moment before flicking back up.
ね
Hey, what's up?
えいえなんでもないわ
It's nothing. Like that, she disappears down the stairs too, leaving me alone on the roof. She was checking us out. What the crap, man. I wonder what that was about. I guess I should follow after them. I don't want to be late again. As I start down toward the stairs, my stomach makes a terrifying sound. One that screams for food. Alright, in all my haste to figure out what the girls were doing, I neglected to eat any lunch at all. Ah. And so classes resume. After all the initial excitement in the morning, not a lot happens throughout the remaining lessons. They drag on at a glacial pace, somehow more dull than usual. It's hard to keep my mind focused on anything with Sayaka and Hikari on Hold on, I gotta return to stick. Okie dokie. Okay. It's hard to keep my mind focused on anything with, yeah. They're to protect me. They're to protect me. I was half expecting a monster to just burst its way through the window and for the whole place to just turn into a battleground. Though it might have at least made things more lively. With one final ring of the bell, school comes to a close. A hazy amber glow taking over the classroom as the sun begins to set. The majority of students begin to filter out of the class to start their clubs or part-time jobs. Not me though. I'm off home? While joining a club, it's certainly encouraged. Thankfully, it isn't a place where this isn't a place where it's enforced, meaning I'm free to loaf all I want. It might make me come across as a bit of a slacker in the eyes of the other students, but they're not exactly wrong. Wasting no time, I set out of school and began to head home. Something that should have been fairly stress-free, but I should have expected this, but it's still a bit much. The horizon glows darker with each step I make through the quiet streets. A pale moon slowly making its presence known into the sky. Thud, thud, thud. Maybe my heavy steps resound down the narrow road, quickly swallowed into the night. But there is another set of steps, or rather two sets of steps that sound to either side of me. Farther, lighter steps with far more grace than I could ever hope to achieve. Look, I know you're here to protect me. Do you really need to be so close? Yes. Those steps belong to no other than the self-professed guardian angels. Sakura to my left and Hikari to my right. They practically walk in unison with me, their shoulders inches away from mine. Don't be stupid. Walking home alone at night would be perfect time for enemies to strike. This is where we have to stay on our guard the most. Yikes. She doesn't have to yell so loud right into my ear like that. I think I must be just a little bit deafer from spending time with her today alone. Do you think I like having to be this close to you? You should be grateful I'm doing this at all. Another, and turning her head, her vibrant hair swaying gently. Right, sorry. Don't leave like that, Hikari. Don't think I don't catch you sneaking glances at his face while he's looking elsewhere. As she walks, Sakura leans across to smirk at Hikari. This is getting really awkward, guys. Huh? You saw, I was just checking on it. The enemy hadn't landed a stealth attack on him. Sure, whatever you say. My left ear is rocked by a mutinous giggle as Sakura breaks into hysteric, I don't know that word, all while Hikari's face begins to turn an interesting shade of red. Anyway, you're the one who keeps pressing your shoulder up against him. What are you trying to do? Huh? She was doing that? Now she mentions it, the left side of me did feel cozier for a time. Huh? I was just trying to keep him warm. I care for his well-being and wouldn't want him to catch cold. This is so funny. A He's not complaining, so he must like it. Without warning, she lashes onto my arm, pulling herself in and almost sending me toppling to the ground. See? Hey now, this is...
何してるの
What are you doing?
彼の
You're going to tear his arm off.
そういうの
You have to do it more gently, like this.
こんな風に
Eh? Her hand latches onto my other arm, looking at it with hers in an attempt to tug me away from Sayaka. What the heck did this turn into? Girls, you really don't need to...
違うってば光もっと
No,
こう
that isn't
も
how
う
you do it at all, Hikari. It's more like Sayaka pulls on my arm, and soon they both have firm grip on each of my arms, determination across their faces as I have become some sort of human rope. What is this tug of war? Are they going to rip me apart?
違うわこうするのよ
Please, this is how it's done. Do they even remember what they were trying to do? What started with innocently enough has sprouted in some sort of contest between them. They really are Ow! Now is not time to think about stuff like that. Can you please get off me? Raising my voice more than I've ever done while exploring my body at stake here. And like that, they both let go of my arms, leaving me free to ensure they're both still fully intact. I'm glad they listened to reason. I really thought I was going to die there. Apparently it's not the monsters I have to worry about anymore. It's these two. Girls? At least I thought it had been my desperate cry that had gotten through them, but they seem completely transfixed on something up above. What are they looking at? I squint my eyes and gaze high above the rooftops. And then, as the clouds part and the pale moonlight shines down, I see her. The girl sits on the ledge of the highest point of one of the tallest buildings in the area. Chivalry hair that seems to glimmer in the moonlight, and an outfit that's as dark as the night sky. She gives off an awe-inspiring look, almost angelic, like she's some sort of angel gazing down from the heavens. No, she's no angel, she's the opposite. She's a fallen angel. At least I would call her an angel if it wasn't for that unsettling grin that just now spread across her face at the sight of us. Aha! There you are. She murmurs something to herself that I can't make out from all the distance between us. Whatever she said, it was enough to make her shoulders shake with laughter. I can't help but feel like I've seen her somewhere before. I wonder why that is. No matter how hard I try to think back, I can't recall her face at all though. You bumped into her at the door. In a burst of feathers, obsidian wings unfurl from behind her. Those definitely aren't holy. Yeah, see, they're black. They're fallen angel wings. I got a bad feeling about this. Amber eyes peered down at the three of us, narrowed in determination as the same unsettling grin remains. It might just be my imagination, but I think she's looking at me specifically. I can almost feel her stare. It's enough to send a chill down my spine and sparks a faint pulse at the back of my skull. A friend of yours? I force out a laugh, though I know the truth. The air is growing tense, like the time when the monster before, but looks on both Hikari and Sayaka's faces can always suggest something bad is about to go down. Afraid not. Kenta, get back. I don't like this at all. But, okay. As a dude, I do as I'm told and retreat back to a good distance, not really wanting to argue when they look as scary as they do. What do you think
どうしたらいいのかな
we're dealing with
シ
here?
ャドウ
She seems far too human to be a
ほとん
shadow.
ど人間みたい
But then I get the same kind of feeling of dread from her presence. I gotcha, I think. Wait, so is she a monster or
だ
not?
から確かめてる
That's what I'm trying to figure
あ
out.
なたが怒鳴るのをやめてくれれば集中できるんだけど
If you would stop yelling in my ear for a second and let me
怒
concentrate.
鳴ってないってば
I'm not yelling. Sheesh.
そうね
Right,
忘れてたの？
I forgot.
それがいつもの
That's your
音量
default volume. Well then, just be quiet and let me think things over.
カリって
You're so cruel at times, Hikari. The silver-haired girl, still atop of the roof, gives me one last look before turning her gaze to the girls. And then she jumps. What? Why did she jump? I can barely watch. She plummets down towards where the guardians are stood. No hint of even beginning to slow down. Are those wings just for show? Faster and faster she descends before finally the pavement closes in. I don't want to watch, but somehow I get the feeling she wouldn't have jumped without a good reason. At least I hope she didn't. Mere inches from smashed ground, her wings spread wide as if brakes before beginning her sudden stop. Not even a gradual halt. She just comes into a complete grinding halt as if the laws of gravity don't apply to her. Even with wings, something like that shouldn't be possible. I mean, if a pigeon were to attempt something like that, they'd barely be recognizable on the pavement right now. In fact, her feet aren't even touching the ground. She hovers above ever so slightly before stepping onto the solid surface, as if stepping off an invisible platform. Part of me is relieved that she isn't hurt from that little stunt, but then part of me is also terrified as to what might happen next. The silver-haired girl stands before Hikari and Sakura, her expression still as unsettling as ever. Despite the smile, there's nothing in her posture that would suggest she has any bad intentions, yet the other two girls are tense. My head rings just trying to focus on her, like that monster from before. Is she related to them? I clutch a hand to my head to steady myself. It's taking all my willpower just to keep upright at the
こん
moment.
ばんは
Good
皆さん
evening, girls. She greets them so casually, despite their tense glares directed her way. Somehow, I get the feeling she didn't leap off a freaking roof just to exchange
本
pleasant
題に
greetings.
入りましょうか
Let's cut to the chase,
あ
Sally.
なたは誰なの
Who are you and what do you want?
のぞみはあらそうけ
My, you're a hostile bunch, aren't you? She lets out a devious giggle, doing little to ease the tension in the air.
結構
Very well.
ゆずき
You may call me Yuzuki.
私が欲しいのは
As for what I'm after, well, her eyes flirt from one of the girls and so straight to me. Her smile enough to send a chill down my
そうもしよ
spine.
ろしければ
I'll be
その少
taking
年
the
とお話
boy
が
if
し
you
たいの
don't
彼
mind.
は私のとっても大切な人なの
See, he's very important to me. I knew it. Of course she would be linked to this whole mess. Why wouldn't she be? Today is the day where everything apparently wants me dead. Saika and Hikari refuse to comply. I mean, of course they wouldn't. They wouldn't be very good guardian angels if they just stepped aside for this mechanical girl. No. I suppose we have to do
荒っぽ
things
い
the
ことを
hard
し
way,
なけれ
huh?
ば
The pair stand tall before me, their fists tightened. I think there's only one way this is going to end up. The air around them seems to crackle, the amount of power contained within them all immense. I'm afraid to even take a breath in case I'm setting something off. This is dangerous. Even I can see that. I blink and Yuzuki lunges at them in a flash, with sight seeming torn out from the air itself. Ah! Sparks fly from the collision of metal against metal. Hikari was just barely to react in time, changing her outfit in a flash, blocking the blow with her sword. If she had been any slower, they might not have held still.
どうせ彼女の
I knew it.
人形なのよね
You're just a puppet for her. She speaks through the gritted teeth, pushing with all her might to try and keep the scythe at bay as it draws even closer. It seems like a fight she might have lost though, as the silver-haired girl presses on without even so much as a bead of sweat on her brow. Sayaka, feel free to help her at any time. Huh? Alright. Losing ground quite rapidly, her feet begin to slide back from the force. Hikari barks at her partner who had just about recovered from the shock of the strike. They really are in trouble here, and all I can do is stand gawking. I know for sure if I go anywhere near them, I'll be torn apart. This is a fight on a completely different level than me. There's another blinding flash that Sayaka transforms herself, wielding the same bow I had seen her use this morning. Ah, so it's an actual bow, like a bow and arrow. She dashes back a little from the clashing girls and preps her bow, pulling back the string. I was about to wonder just where the arrow was, but one seems to just blink into reality, already just knocked onto the bow. She lets the magical arrow fly at her target, obvious. Caught up in the glass, Yuzuki has no choice but to pull away from Hikari. She kicks back gracefully, the arrow just inches away from grazing her cheek. About time. Hikari heaves a sigh of relief as she eases her shoulders, finally able to rest, if only for a moment. The fight is clearly far from over. The girls regroup and ready themselves. Their mysterious opponent now is going over them with her unsettling cold eyes. Be careful, Sayaka. She's strong. I was just barely able to hold her back there. Sayaka nods, a look of determination painting her face that I wasn't even aware she was capable of. Taking just a moment to analyze the situation, the guard girl closes in for a second round. Huh, is this all you've got? This is going to be far easier than I imagined. They're clashing apparently. Ah, this is so much fun. And here I thought this boy's little guardians might actually have been a threat. Silly me. Shut up. This isn't over yet. She twirls her scythe over ease and swipes at the pair with the same mechanical expression. Each strike is either just barely dodged by the girl or just about deflected by Hikari's desperate counterattacks. This is completely a one-sided fight. If that wasn't already clear from the moment this girl had made her first move. She's able to take both of them with no problem, blocking whatever attack Hikari might be able to muster in her position, and chasing after Sayaka whenever she attempts to make some distance between them for her bow. Fine, let's see if you can dodge at this speed. Whoa, they're moving so fast now my eyes can hardly keep up with it all. All the action eventually turns into colorful blurs as the fight drags on. Battle crying and a clash of steel fill in the air. The street around them becomes completely wrecked. Lampposts are split in two, parked cars are being sent flying, even chunks of the road itself is being chipped away every time they collide together. Without warning, the speed grinds to a halt. Sayaka is suddenly sent trembling to the ground, Hikari shortly falling as the silver-haired girl stands triumph. Not a single scratch upon her. Sayaka came crashing into her, apparently. Wow. Ugh. They end up tangled in a heap together, both of them fairly dazed. Thankfully, they don't seem too hurt, but certainly have each other a fair share of bruises. Are you guys alright? Unable to keep myself from carrying I called them and taking a step towards the carnage. I freeze up completely as the silver girl hollow eyes flutter onto me. Her gaze is frightening. Paralyzing. She came here for me. Like that monster did before. Do I have a sign on the back that says kill me or something? What are you doing, you idiot?
あっち行って
Stay away.
大丈夫だから
We're fine. Hikari rouses me to my senses with her harsh cry. It's a bit too hard to believe she's fine when she's completely tangled up with her partner, though they're both falling hopelessly in an effort to get back up.
この足は私のあなたの
Is this my leg or your leg? I can't tell.
な
Ow!
いでよ意味ない
Well,
でしょ
don't hit it. That doesn't solve anything.
これ
Oh,
は光の
so it was your leg. Okay, I get it.
分かったのならどう
So why are you still hitting it? Just get off me. Nah, you're so heavy. Heavy? Me? Yes,
あ
you.
なたがそんなに大食い
If
じ
you
ゃな
weren't
かっ
such
た
a
ら
glut,
こんなことに
maybe
なってない
we
わ
wouldn't be in this
大
situation.
食いのせいじゃ
It's
ないよね
not my fault I
どん
like
な
to
に
eat.
食べても太らない
I think you
だから
just
ね
get jealous I can eat tons and get away with it.
光が食べ過ぎた時
I seen what happens when you pig out Hikari.
3倍だって
It's like triple in size.
う
Excuse me?
ん
You're lucky I can't reach my swords right now or I would.
な
Ow!
いでよ
Did you just bite me?
さあね
You can't prove anything.
なんてや
You're
だ
such a savage. This is a complete disaster. Why with my supposed guardians still trying to sort themselves out, I'm left helpless as Yuzuki advances towards me. She takes slow, deliberate steps, almost as if she's enjoying the look of sheer terror across my face.
さあ
Now that they're out of the way, let's have a little fun, shall we? Thump, thump, thump. My heart is going to rip out of my chest at this rate. I should run, but I can't. Why can't I run? Maybe my body isn't listening to anything I tell it at all. The distance between us is almost gone. Is she going to kill me? Why me? What did I ever do to deserve this? I mean, as far as I know, I've lived a normal, peaceful life. Because she gets to me, the more vivid my headache becomes. The air around me is heavily suffocating. Even the simple act of taking in a breath is becoming too much for me in this state. Her amber eyes narrow. She tightens her grip on her side. Ugh, why are you? Oh, it's nothing personal. It's just the way things have to be if I ever want to get my life back on track.
さ
Now,
あおやすみする
say goodnight. She laughs at me lightly, a clear intent to kill. I can't even lift my arms to try to defend myself. It's over. Right before the wicked blade comes to conquer me, a bright bolt of what I can only assume is magic whizzes in from the side and catches the girl off guard, knocking her off balance, prolonging my life for a little while longer. Looking back over at what was once a disaster zone, it appears that Hikari and Saika are finally back on their feet. Saika has her hand outstretched, bubbles of smoke rising from the tips of her finger. Guess I owe her one. That was too close. I think it's time for a tactical retreat. Would you agree?
は
Eh?
出るっていうの私はまだ
Just what? Are we really just going to run? I can still fight.
話しくして
Oh, shush. You can barely stand. Come on. While our opponent is still reeling from the attack, my saviors take this opportunity to dash towards me, each of them hooking an arm around me as their weapons shatter into crystals and began reforming into familiar wings on their backs. Wait, what are you guys doing? Hold on tight, okay? Before I can protest any further, both kick off the ground and we begin to ascend up into the air. We're flying. We're actually flying. What? Hey, no, put me down. Couldn't we just run?
叩かないでってば
Quit dashing
落ちちゃうでしょバカ
about or we're going to drop you, you idiot. I will do no such thing. This is insane. Ugh. I think I'm going to puke. Hey, don't stare or I'll make you wish you were still back down there with that freak of a girl. We continue to trail through the sky, bursting through the clouds as if it were nothing. The wind roaring past me, the glimmering city lies below, the turbulence from being carried by the bear is also nauseating. it really don't know if I can stand much more of this. Do you think we lost her? Soaring to a gentle hover and keeping me firmly in their grip, I hope at least. They throw a glance over their shoulders, only just now being able to catch breath.
多分ね
I think so.
私たち
Can't
が
believe
逃げなきゃ
we
な
had
ら
to
ない
flee.
ちょっとちょっと
Hey,
私たちは逃げて
hey,
ないってば
we didn't flee, okay? It was just a tactical retreat.
好きになりなさいよ
Call it what you
生
want,
き
but
て
we're
るだ
lucky
け
to
でラッ
keep
キー
our
よね
heads intact back then. Silence takes over the pair as the fall in thought. So,
ケンタ
Kenta.
あなた
Oh,
の
I almost forgot about you. Sorry. That's a bit worrying, considering you're the only thing keeping me from falling into a painful and gruesome death. You're not hurt, are you? No, I'm fine. Just, can you maybe, I don't know, put me down now?
そうだね
Right.
多分もう安全
I
だ
think
し
it's safe now.
降りよっか
Down we go. As we begin to skin out of the clouds, and it isn't long before my feet finally come into contact with the ground again. The safe, wonderful ground. After restraining myself from wanting to kiss it, I collapsed to my knees, my stomach heaving. Never again. Flying just isn't for me.
大丈夫
You okay there? Saika gives me a solid pat on the back, which does little in the ways of helping my stomach. Don't, huh? I can barely get my words out after such a traumatic experience. I take in a deep breath and try again. Don't ever do that again. At least without asking me if it's okay first.
緊急事態だった
It was an emergency, you wimp. Hikari takes her turn to pat me on the back, though it's more of a thump than anything like a punch.
こ
Ugh.
んなことが楽しいと思って
Do you
る
think do you think I enjoyed having to hold on to you for that long? Okay, I get it. Just no more patting. Ugh. Saika circles around and bends forward to look at me, concern across her face.
実際
Whoa, I don't think
の
I've
顔
ever
が
seen
変
someone's face so
初
green
めて
before.
見た
Not a big fan of flying, I guess. Whatever gave you that idea? I take a moment before finally straightening myself up. Okay, I think I'm good now. While I was recovering, it looks like Saika and Kari were keeping guard, watching deep into the night for any signs of life. But it looks like they weren't bothered enough to pursue. Weird. Okay, so I know all I've pretty much done is ask you guys questions since we met, but if you're wondering who that creepy girl was, I honestly have no idea. Are you sure? She looks like one of you. You know, with the magical outfit and the wings. Whoops. I might have said the wrong thing there. They both turned to me with fire in their eyes. Even Saika, who I thought was pretty easygoing, seems angry at me here.
なので
Did you just
一緒に
compare us
しない
to
でちょうだい
that thing? I didn't mean to.
世界が違うわ
There's a world of
彼女が何だ
difference
ったと
between
しても
us and whatever the heck she
第
was.
一この目を見なかった
For
の
one,
完
did
全
you
に
not
正
see
気
her
を
eyes?
失ってる
She's completely insane. There wasn't a hint of sanity left. Hikari wraps her arms around herself to fight off a shiver. Just thinking about her creeps me out. I guess looking at it from your perspective, Keita, she might seem like the same as us, with her general look and how her magic seems to work. But everything about her is twisted. The dark shades, the black wings, even those horns. It's like they set out to be the complete opposite of what we are. Nothing about her power seems natural either. And your power is?
もちろん
Of course. We worked hard to get where we are today, you know. It's not like we were just born like this. With her thought, it's like it was just, she falls silent in deep thought. Man, I really don't get any of this. All I know now is that apparently those monsters aren't the only thing I have to fear now. Apparently done thinking, Saika snaps back to reality and growth. I think we've had enough excitement for one day anyway.
家に帰ろっか
How about we get you home now? She reaches out and holds my arm, but I'm one step ahead and jump back. I can already tell what she had in mind. No more flying. We'll walk, okay? Walk. If you're sure, it's much safer in the skies though. Like hell it is. I was lucky I didn't have a heart attack when they were dragging me through the clouds like that. Completely shattered after all the events of today, we start the journey back home. I'm gonna save real quick. It isn't long before we arrive back at my house, and I can happily say we ran into no more monsters or crazy scythe-wielding girls along the way. I can't believe I even have to take them into consideration now. What has my life become? Reaching the front door of my house, however, I'm posed with a problem. These two girls insist on protecting me and were just about to follow me straight into the house before I realized they were still there. Somehow I get the idea my parents might be opposed to me bringing in two complete strangers. Girls at that. Plus, that would just lead to a whole new line of questions for them, and rather not get them involved into this mess too. So it took a while and a lot of negotiating, and I really mean a lot. I pretty much was on my knees at one point, but was able to persuade them that I would be perfectly safe in my house. They finally withdrew for the night, giving me some much needed room to breathe. They did say they wouldn't be too far away though if I needed them, and that worries me. As I closed the front door, I almost collapsed against it with it drawn out of sight, any broad strength I might have up to this point draining from me completely. What a day. My head aches, my arms throb, my legs feel like they're about to give way. I can't believe I'm even still standing after all that. The smell of food is heavily in the air and aroma enough to make my mouth water. Oh, right. I think I'd forgotten to eat today. I should probably fix that if I want any chance of surviving what tomorrow might bring me. Apparently, I'm just in time as the food is set on the table with my parents about to dig in. This short window of time in the evening is really the only chance I ever get to see my parents outside of the holidays. There's no one at the table though. Like, what the heck? So I usually cherish these things and try to engage with them as best as I can. But today I can hardly even get a word out. I just sort of grunt in their direction before I collapse into the dining chair. As the meal goes on, the usual questions come up between us, such as how our days had went and if I'd been up to much. Despite looking completely shattered, I said it was just like any other day. I get concerned looks, but they don't have any reason to doubt me. Before long, dinner is finished. After several extra helpings, I can't think of anything better to do than to call it an early night. I make myself excused and head up to my room, my steps unsteady. I drop to my bed face first, the mattress giving out a groan. It can't be later than 9 p.m. and I already want to sleep. Is every day going to be like this from here on out? I hope not. While I could just easily fall asleep in the current position I'm in, there's probably a good risk I might suffocate, so I guess I might as well do things the proper way. If I have to. Ugh. I push up off the bed and go to close the curtains. Huh? Maybe I already fell asleep. As I went to close the curtain, my eyes are drawn to an amber glow down in my garden. A fire? Campfire to be precise. I'll give you 3 guesses as to who the campfire belongs to. Yup. The 2 magical girls. Sakura and Hikari seem to have taken it upon themselves to set up a little base camp in a back garden complete with a tent and fire. I guess when they said they'd be close by, they really meant close by. I think they're trying to cook something, going by the pan oven over the fire. I didn't realize their lives were so rough with how glamorous they generally look. Oh, they saw me. Sakura gives an enthusiastic wave my way, taking her eyes off the pan. Yeah, okay, hi. I give a feeble wave back. Somehow I got to one. I should be worrying about this far more than I am. But, whatever. This can wait till tomorrow. Draw the curtain shut, right as whatever psycho was cooking in the pan ignites into a tremendous fire. I can just about hear Hikari's cry of terror through the window panels. Laying out one final mighty yawn, I flop backwards to my bed, and it's not long before whatever scandalous subconscious I might have had drifts into the night. So I fell asleep. Oh, it's a white. It was black. Now it's white. Seems the light. Oh, because we woke up in the morning. Seems the light. So we weren't attacked by demons? Okay. Rousing me out of sleep that I wanted to last forever. Blah. I have half a mind just to turn over and wrap myself tighter in my blanket, but I guess I have enough to worry about right now without adding being late to school on top of everything else. Let's tackle the day, I guess. Carpe diem. I roll out from under the covers and crash to the floor with the graze of a slug. Oh, on top of everything else still aching from yesterday, my head thumps once more, right on schedule. I really wish it would cut a break. Just this one time. Starting from a crawl along the floor and gradually pulled myself up into a walk as if I was evolving in real time. I tugged the curtains open. Huh? I looked down the garden to find it completely empty. Not a trace of a fire, the tent, or the girls. I really was dreaming last night. I mean, they couldn't really be as stupid as to camp in plain sight like that. Fire alone would be enough for the police to be brought down. That's one less thing for me to stress about at least. Thank God. Right. This better not waste any more time. I'm going to miss my chance to have a proper breakfast like yesterday. Pulling out the dust around my eyes, I start for the bathroom. A nice hot shower should do wonder. I pull open the door to the bathroom and one of them's naked. It was Hikari. Okay. In her lingerie. What? The bathroom is occupied. What the heck are you gawking at? Close the door. Sorry, my bad. I slammed the door back shut. My heart an erratic mess. That was a close one. Wait a second. Something isn't adding up here. I swing out the door again, the sight taking away my breath once more, even though I knew what to expect. Ah! What are you doing now? You pervert? I knew it. It is Hikari. Rather underdressed Hikari at that. Caught like a deer frozen in headlights, my entire body tits up in their squat pose. She's down to rather extravagant underwear if you don't count the socks she was in the process of taking off. Huh? They match and everything. Wow. With how she's bent forward like this, my eyes can't help but gravitate to her rather ample Kenta? Huh? I stabbed the other days of my Empire still tongue. But what was I doing again? What are you doing? Shut the door already. Wait. Shouldn't I be asking you what you're doing in my house? What does it look like, genius? Now go away. Her face is bet red. She practically trembled in anger, though still frozen in place. But how am I the one at fault here? Hey now, don't get mad at me. I don't remember ever giving you guys permission to freely use my house. Especially not to shower. Close the door. Not until you close the door. Okay, but can you just... Her eyes go off dangerous glow, the room rumbling ever so slightly with frightening power. I guess I can wait until afterwards. If you want to keep my house intact. If I want to keep my house safe. Okay. My bad. Really. Just flashing a appellant smile and laughing nervously, I bring the door to a close once more. As demonstrated last night, sometimes retreating is just the best course of action. Well, after that little situation, I found myself downstairs, both of the girls present. Sayaka has the same cheerful grin as ever, while Hikari looks like she wants to grab the nearest sharp axe she can find to gut me with. Again, that wasn't my fault. How was I supposed to know? So, do you guys want to explain yourselves? She tilts her head again, giving me a confused look. Oh, come on. How can I be the only one to find something strange with this? Well, I mean, what are you guys doing in my house? Using my things, even. Oh, that's simple. Since we've been watching over you for a while now, we noticed that your parents always seem to leave really early in the morning, and that you're the only other one that lives here. So we figured it'd be fine if we just, you know, let ourselves in to borrow the shower and stuff. So pretty much, you just broke into my house. That's a bit extreme way to put it. We made sure to fix the window, you know. You did what? I quickly threw a glance about, looking at any windows in sight. No trace of a break in at least. Jeez, what did they do? Throw a brick through one? I thought people who knew magic would be more subtle. See? It's all good. She tries her best to reassure me with her limitless optimism, her hands on her hips with a blinding smile. I can't say I mirror her enthusiasm though. I bring a palm to my forehead, a headache beginning to set in, and for once I know the cause of this one. Is this really necessary? Can't you guys just like magic yourselves clean or whatever? I get cold stares from both of them. I said the wrong thing again, didn't I? Think that our magic isn't just some conventional tool we can use so carelessly in our everyday lives. Hikari finally speaks up again, having got over her many souls. It takes a lot of energy just to do something as simple as fly. We always need to make sure we have energy in reserve in case of a surprise attack like last night. Do you think it'd be a smart idea to waste that precious energy on something that could be done so easily with an actual shower? Fair point. But what am I getting out of this? So what you're saying is you could magic yourselves clean. Her eyes down. She takes in a deep breath, her cheeks puffing out dangerously. Why do I suddenly fear for my ears? You're an idiot. She sighs as the air escaping her in long drawn out breath of defeat. My eardrums are safe for another day. Phew. I catch a glance at the clock on my wall. All of this drama has really eaten into my free time before school. If I don't start breakfast now, there's no way I'll make it in time. You guys do whatever then. I'm going to make some food. I start for the kitchen, but Sayaka's off sliding in front of me. Her eyes are almost sparkling as she leans forward. Oh, you don't have to worry about that. Let us make breakfast instead. Consider I'll wait for saying sorry for this little mess. Right, Hikari? She pulls Hikari in by the arm. What? I didn't agree to. Right, Hikari? She tightens her grip on her arm, a dreadly edge behind her otherwise cheerful words. Ow, okay. Letting them cook. I'm not so sure. What's the worst that could happen? Just let her cook. I don't see the harm in it, I suppose. Seems to mean well, and it would be nice to take it easy after all the stress. Sure, go for it. Psycho beans making me feel confident in my choice. I think. You won't regret it. You just sit back and we'll have something amazing whipped up for you in a flash. With that, she spins on her heel and walks to the kitchen, dragging along with her a very reluctant Hikari. I take a seat in the connected dining room and ease myself into a chair. This will be fine, right? It starts off well enough anyway. I hear plates and utensils chatter about with the cupboard doors battering
あな
around.
た自分で
Do you
何
even
を
know what
作
you're
ってるかよ
making?
細かいことは気にし
We'll
な
worry
く
about
てい
that
い
later.
って
Now
とりあ
put
えず
of this stuff in too. I'll pretend I didn't hear that. The frantic chopping of vegetables sound out from behind me, mixed with Hikari's panic yelps.
ちゃんと見ながら切りなさい
What were you
私の首を切
swinging
るつもりな
that
の
thing? You're going to take my head off.
平気平気
It's fine. Are you sure
でも
that
大丈
goes
夫
with
な
that?
もちろん
Sure it does.
私を信用して
I
よ
have a creative mind for these
な
things.
んか緑になってない
Is it supposed to go green? Hmm?
それを乗せちゃうの
Well, we just put it on like this. I hear unsettling flush of flames. It's how high they're putting it on at.
これ
What do you think this stuff is?
わからない
I have no idea. Oh well, it goes and it goes anyway. Things go silent in the kitchen. I can't tell if this is good or bad. I'm too scared to look.
本当にこれでいい
Is this really okay? Yup.
これでいいはず
This is how it's supposed to. Ah! Something explodes in the kitchen. The thick plumes of artist smoke waft into the dining space.
急いで取って
Put it out quick, it's going to spread.
やって
How do I do that?
知
I
ら
don't
ないわ
know.
よ
Just try this. Phew. The roar of flames. I can see the flickering amber in my peripheral vision.
ダメ悪化して
Nope.
る
That made it worse.
これは
How about it? This.
多分
Maybe.
これなら大丈夫
It might have worked. Or not.
魔法はなし
No more magic, okay?
でもこれなら
This time it'll work
魔
for
法
us.
はなし
No more magic.
何どう
I
し
don't
た
know
らい
what
いか
else
わ
to
か
do
んない
then. Ha! You're getting it everywhere. I hear a water splash. A good deal of it. Like an entire bucket's worth of the stuff.
終わった
Is it over? I think so. And look, the food is done.
それはどうか
I don't think
ご
that.
飯はで
I
きた
said
の
the food is done. Apparently done cooking, the pair entered the dining space. Saika has a plate in hand, a good amount of steam or maybe smoke drifting from it.
お腹ペコペコ
I hope
だ
you're
ね
hungry, Kenta.
いっぱい作った
We really went all out to make this, you know. She puts the plate before me, a sincere smile on her face. I guess she gave it her all, but this can't be called food. Oh, it's, charred, burnt, crisp remains of might have been food at some point, still on the plate. It feels like it might be hazardous to even breathe in this stuff. I see Hikari lurking further back, clearly ashamed of whatever substance they had created. I guess this is my fault for letting them anywhere near the kitchen. I should take responsibility and just eat the food. I don't want to eat the food. I have no choice, do I? I don't want to make her feel bad after she worked so hard to create whatever this is. Here I go then. I give the substance a poke. It crumbles into a fine powder at the slightest touch. Okay. And sure enough, it looks absolutely terrifying. It can't be that bad. Maybe there's something good under all these layers of burnt stuff. I scoop as much as I can that it doesn't crumble away from my hold and force it in my mouth despite all my instincts screaming at me not to. Well, is it amazing or what? Saika leans expansively as I swallow it down. I think this must be what charcoal tastes like. I fight back the urge to choke and giving her a smile and nod.
本当よかった
Really? Yay, I knew it. You should let us cook for you every morning. Oh god, what have I done? I still have an entire plate of the stuff left. The girls are clearly the real danger to my health and being right now. Breakfast soon comes to a close with perhaps a more lively start to the morning than I'm generally used to. As much of a headache as they can be, it was actually sort of nice to not be completely alone in the morning. I wasn't about to tell them that though, or I'd only encourage their almost criminal behavior in just waltzing into my house like that. I head out of school, my 2 bodyguards naturally at my side. I'm almost sort of getting used to this. I don't know if that's good or a bad thing. The journey to school goes by peacefully, no monster in sight. Though I can't help but shake the feeling that something is watching me. And maybe I'm just getting a little paranoid after, 2 attempts on my life that have been made already. I'm sure it's all in my head. I arrived at school with time to spare. Huh? That's a first. Sakura and Hikari keep close to my side, so very close. I practically feel the stares of my classmates, their looks ranging from resentful to jealous. I can't imagine what they must think of this whole situation. Hey, look guys. Huh? What's up? Do you really have to stay so close to me? I appreciate what you're doing and all, but I think I'll be fine in school. But what if, as long as you're at least close by, I should be fine, right? As long as... And I think it'd be hard for a monster to get this close to me in class without at least having caused some sort of commotion beforehand. Hikari falls silent. She narrows her eyes into a glare and folds her arms together, tossing her head to the side. Fine. Whatever. Baka. She storms over to her desk and drops into the chair, her eyes straight forward, leaving me and Sayaka together. Did I upset her? Don't worry. She's always like this. Give it some time, she'll be back to her, less grumpy or something? She only has your safety in mind and is just worried of what might happen if she has to leave you. Hey, if I had it my way, we wouldn't even let you go to school. We just keep you locked up in a nice room until this all blows over. I don't think she realizes how scary that sounded, coupled with her usual grin. You're right though. Maybe we have been suffocating you a bit too much. I think we can afford to at least ease up during school. Thank you. I let out a sigh. I'm finally starting to listen to reason, if only a little. The bell sounds, signifying the start of class. I pass by a disgruntled Hikari on the way to my own desk. She doesn't even look my way. Harsh. I guess class is going on, because all I've got's a black screen. Okay, the morning classes pass by the blink of an eye, the lunch break soon arriving. I stand up and let out a yawn, only to find I'm not alone. Come on guys, we talked about this. As if the conversation this morning never happened, I find both my guardians standing around me, oblivious to my irritation. What's up, Keita? Aren't we going to get lunch now? I'm going to get my own lunch. You guys don't need to be glued to my side. Go do your things or whatever. But what are we supposed to do? I don't know. Something. Anything. I feel like you two have been pretty much attached to me since I first met you yesterday. Some breathing room would be nice. I really am grateful that they're here. Otherwise, I might have met a grizzly angel today. But this is borderline stalking. And I'm not even going to bring up how they camped outside and proceeded to break into my house. Okay then. I get ya. Hikari understands too, I think. Come on, Hikari. It might be fun to explore school a bit and see what it has to offer. We've never really had the chance to attend one before after all. She's never been to school. Just, where do these two come from? The more I talk to her, the more she makes herself sound like an alien. Alright, then, Keita. We'll go do our own thing for a bit. Just yell if you need us, and try not to die. And like that, she marched off, humming a happy tune. Hikari follows in her wake, but not before giving me one last icy look. I can almost feel my shoulders beginning to frost. Brr. Well, I did it. I somehow convinced them to give me some peace, for the time being anyway. But now what? First and foremost, I should probably try not to forget about lunch again. Otherwise, I might just kneel over and have finished the job for whatever dark forces are lurking out there. I head to the cafeteria. The cafeteria is as you would expect during lunchtime, completely packed. I bet we're gonna see that girl though. Songs of students take up a little walking space might have existed between the tables, equally as populated. I stand my ground and gradually work my way past the crashing waves of students that impede my path. Of course, getting food would never be so simple. Eventually, I work my way to the front of the line and approach the counter. Naturally, after all the students before me, there was a very little in the way of choice. I guess it's either the sandwich or the Subway sandwich, neither of which are amazingly appetizing. Oh, whatever. Anything will do after how much food I've missed out on. Cheap, bland sandwich in hand, I give a look over the tables. Like before, they're all pretty packed, though I do see one fairly empty table at the end with a familiar look someone digging happily at their lunch. Even from this distance, I can tell it's Saika. Her vibrant brown hair instantly distinguishable from everyone else's. I don't see Hikari anywhere in sight. They must have decided to do their own things for the break. I guess if they want to sit down to eat Saika's tables, if I want to sit down and eat Saika's tables, the only choice. But do I really want to eat here? Sudden noise and I can hardly even think. She hasn't noticed me either, completely absorbed in the demolition of her food. Maybe I can slip away to the roof, where I doubt no one will be more peaceful. Head for the roof or Saika? This is probably Hikari up on the roof, so I'm just gonna sit with Saika. Then again, I can't really be bothered to scale all the way up to the roof when there's a seat right before me. And it might have been a wasted journey if, for whatever reason, people are up there. The table it is. I approach Saika, whose eyes light up at the sight of me. Her cheeks full to burst as she attempts to address me, frantically waving her hand in the air as food flies everywhere. Yeesh, don't talk in your mouth full. Hey, is it okay if I sit here? She nods enthusiastically, shoveling another mouthful of food in. No expert in mouthful language, but I think she said be my guest. I didn't notice it before, but she has tons of food on her tray. For 10 students at least. I'm not really sure how she got away with so many portions. It's no wonder the pickings were slim by the time I got there. I wonder if magic was used in persuading them to be so willingly give her all of this. It's scary to think just how easily she's been wrapping the school around her finger since she arrived. I mean, right now she's only used it to enroll herself and get extra portions. But where does it end? There's almost something sinister to it all. Joining her at the table, I unwrap my sandwich and take a bite. Yup. Just as bland as I thought it'd be. Just the way I like it. Hey there. I thought you wanted some time away from us. Apparently, though whatever food it was she had crammed into her mouth, like some kind of hamster, she's finally free to talk. Though I can see her again to amass another shovel's worth. She's like a machine. Yeah, I did, but there's nowhere else to really sit, so. It's okay, you can admit that you just missed me so much and couldn't bear another moment alone without me. I won't tell Hikari. She grins and takes another bite. Funny. That's the point. Where is Hikari? I thought she'd be with you. It's okay, finish your mouthful first. It's not that urgent. I'm bringing up my arm to shelter myself from flakes of stray food as she excitedly tries to explain things. Gross. So I was saying, she doesn't like all the crowds and noise, so she wandered off her own, mumbling something about finding a place more quiet. See, she went to the roof. I knew it. Do you think she's okay? Probably. She wolfs down another bite. Less than half of the food left from what I first saw before I sat down. What is it all going in that slim figure of hers? I think we'll know if something happens to her. Or more like the whole school will know. She goes crazy strong when she's angry. Good to know, I think. So basically, if we fill the entire schoolroom, we can assume something has happened to Hikari. So how are you finding your time at school? I think you mentioned something about having never been to one before? Oh yeah, it's great. Everyone's so friendly and the food is amazing. As to emphasize that point, she stabs into her food with her face practically growling. And maybe I should have worded it better. It's not that Hikari and I have never been to a school. We just haven't been to a, well, normal one. What, did you guys go to some sort of magic school or something? I wasn't really being serious, and I didn't expect her to answer so honestly either. Really? Her mouth full again, she nods, having learned at least some manners. That's a really, by the look of things, a magic school. Where they teach magic? That sounds like it could have been fun. Sayaka's expression darkens. Did I say something that, it's not something I ever like to go through again. Let's just say that. Magic is something you can just pick up in a day. There's years of studying, training, and she clamps her mouth shut and spats her hand across to stop any more words from leaking out. Damn it. She realized. Whoops. Silly me. That was a close one. One of these days, I'm going to find out just what the heck these two are. Any day now, she'll slip up completely and spill everything. Okay then, I'm not allowed to know this fancy magic organization you're part of. Can I at least know a little bit more about you? Huh? Me? I mean, you seem to know everything there is to know about me, for whatever creepy reason, so it'd be nice, for whatever creepy reason, so it'd be nice if I knew a bit more about the people protecting me, magic aside. Man, she really has to think about this? Is it really that difficult for her to think about something that isn't magic related that she can actually share with me? This is pretty much a full-time job, so I don't really get much time to myself. I'm not sure if there's much I can tell you without the big guys back at home getting grumpy at me. But you know, she sweeps her gaze over the cafeteria, a small frown growing on her face. Being assigned to watch over you has actually been one of the most laid-back assignments we've had. We've been given the chance to enroll and live out something of a normal life here in the school. Well, I'm not really sure if I classify what they did as enroll, but I get what she means. Just being able to kick back and take things easy, like a normal girl. I didn't think I'd ever be able to do that. You know, I'm gonna miss this place when everything is finished here. She falls silent, her eyes distant. She's lost in another world right now, and deep in her thoughts. I never figured her as the kind to do all this deep thinking, like a normal girl. Does that mean she doesn't like her magic way of life? I can see how it might get tiring if you had to battle things constantly, like that monster I saw the other day. But she chose that lifestyle, right? At least I think she must have. I can't really ask her, as I don't think I'll get away with any more magic-related questions for the day. Hey, Kate. Yeah. Eyes gleaming and glistening, lips parted ever so slightly. She gives me a lick that makes my heart throb. Why do I get the feeling she's about to ask me something really important here? Are you gonna finish that? Her eyes fall to the sandwich in my hand, still with one bite in it. Oh no, I'm fine. Here. Thanks. You're the best. Still in a daze from the lick she gave me moments ago, she snatches the sandwich out of my hand without resistance. Wait, what just happened? I'm left staring blankly at my empty hand. The majority of my sandwich already lost to the black hole of Sayaka's stomach. I may have made a mistake here. I noticed her tray is completely empty too. Spotless even. She's a monster. The lunch break soon comes to an end and we've whisked back to class. The rest of the school day goes by fairly normal. No crazy attacks. No monsters. I still can't shake the feeling something is watching me though. Another day, down another walk home. My two guardians by my side. They seem noticeably more tense compared to last night. After how close that fight was, I really don't blame them. We were lucky she didn't pursue us back then, or that could have been it for me. No, it would have spelled the end for everyone. The journey back in silence, both of the girls' faces mirroring each other, and look at sheer determination. They seemed ready to spring to action at the slightest sign of danger, so I don't want to break their concentration with mindless small talk. Gradually, the sun sets on our route ahead, streetlights flickering to life overhead one by one. Great. The more the shadows begin to creep in all around us, the more tense I can feel myself become. I come to a stop. Something doesn't feel right. Kenta? What's wrong? There it is again. The damn headache out of nowhere. Wait, hasn't there always been a pattern with these headaches? They don't usually happen during the day unless...
お待ちかねの時間よ。
Oh, right on time. You really do make this easy, you know. Of course. I walked right into it. I only need to find a new route home. A salty laugh drifts out of the darkness, causing both the girls to assume offensive positions. It could only be one person. The sitting wings unfurl from amidst the night sky, and the amber-eyed adversity from before makes her presence known in a storm of black feathers. What was her name? Yuzuki? I guess it doesn't matter. Names mean nothing right now. She has a mechanical look in her eye. A killer glint. Much like before, she isn't here to play around. There's only one thing she's after. Me. Light floods in the dispels of the darkness, only for a moment as the pair daunt their battle gear weapons at hand. Kenta, get back! Right. I know how this works, okay? Not needing to be told twice, I sprint a good distance from the three girls, as not to be caught up in the crossfire. But, are they going to be able to win? Yuzuki hardly broke a sweat last night and was able to keep both of them at bay at once with that scythe of hers. The difference in power was just too much. Not to mention my guardians have serious issues with working together as a team. Last night was a complete disaster. I fear we might have to take another tactical retreat. And I'm not sure if I have the stomach for it. Yuzuki lands gracefully before Sayaka Hikari, with an unsettling grin spreading from ear to ear on her face. I've got to stand surprised you even want to fight.
逃げ回るものとばかり思ってい
I thought you might just turn
た。
chill
楽しみそう
again.
ね。
I suppose things are more fun this way. Her dark wings erupt into a stream of feathers which reform into a deadly sight within her hands.
さあ、
Now which one of you wants to die a miserable death first? Hikari, now! Hikari nods and lunges for Yuzuki before she can make the first move. Sayaka kicks off the ground and flies a good deal backwards as she raises an arrow with her bow. Am I witnessing a team play here? It certainly makes a chance after last night's disaster. It's all useless. Yuzuki retracts the lightning and brings her scythe to a row, clashing with Hikari's sword. A shockwave bursts through the streets as the two weapons collide, shattering nearby glass and warping street signs in a testament to just how strong these girls are. I'm beginning to see shades of last night's fight. Yuzuki has the advantage in terms of brute strength, so she'll no doubt push back against Hikari's blade. But Hikari doesn't seem nervous at all. In fact, she seems confident. Light, come forth! Hikari stands her ground, a glass of gritted teeth. Her sword gives off a vibrant glow at her command. A glow that continues to intensify until it engulfs the clashing prairie and blinding light. I am forced to shield my eyes with my arm, as if I was staring at the sun itself. It was bad enough for me at this distance. I can't imagine how bad it must have been for both of them. From the safety of my sleeve, I peer back to the light fading slightly. It seems Yuzuki wasn't expecting that at all. She's rolling back from it all, a hand to her face. Ugh. What do you think you're playing at? And Hikari, duck! Hikari sets loose the arrow she's been charging since the pair had clashed. It rockets off with unreal speed, leaving a trail of glowing sparks as it wakes. It homes in on Yuzuki. Hikari pulls back at Sayaka's voice and ducks, just to barely avoid the arrow coming her way. It's a direct hit. The arrow bursts upon impact and sends Yuki singing backwards as she desperately tries to keep upright. It doesn't end there though. Hikari hops on her feet and charges in for a follow-up attack, while Yuzuki is trying her best to recover from the arrow. Still sings as Hikari kicks off the ground and goes for a crushing blow to the head. This shouldn't be it. I can't see how she'll escape from Hikari's blood now. It's over. The ground under my feet gives off a quake as she lands. A good half of the road splits under her blade and chunks of concrete rain everywhere. It was a devastating attack to be sure. Surely no one could have survived a blow like that. But what? Hikari is just as bewildered as I am. The dark girl is nowhere to be seen. A single black feather drifts down from where she once stood. She just vanished. A sinister giggle echoes from the shadows. Did Yuzuki teleport? Or is it just so fast I couldn't keep up? Hikari bolts up, the sound of shots, and shoots Sayaka with a frenzied look. Sayaka look out, Something glimmers out of the darkness behind her and then lashes out with a vicious swing. Sayaka just barely reacts in time, jumping to avoid the fatal slash. At least, I thought she had avoided it. It cuts up her clothes, really. Ugh. The sun bursts and Sayaka leaks out of the street. She herself looks unharmed, but a good portion of her outfit tatters. Fragments of what used to be her outfit rain down from above, well and truly diced by the magical mad girl's scythe. I mean, it's horrible. There's hardly anything left of her outfit. Why am I standing here? I can practically see, lost track of what I was thinking about there. Sorry. Fight. Bad. damage, terrible. Okay, I'm back on track. This is insane. If she had reacted just a fraction of a second slower, her outfit wouldn't have been the only thing cut to ribbons by that attack. I thought Yuzuki seemed bad before, but if anything tonight she seems even stronger. Or is it all in my head? The pair learned from their mistakes the previous night and devised something almost resembling teamwork tonight to try to put an end to her, but she hits back twice as hard anyway. Sakura and Hikari have given it their all, and that monster still has the upper hand. I wonder if they have any tricks left. I suppose I should put more faith in my guardian angel, even if things look dire right now. They surely trained for these kinds of intense battles and must have at least something to fall back on. Something I hope doesn't involve flying again. I really don't want to fly again. Oh, my throat is starting to hurt. At this point, I'll take my chances with Yuzuki. Sakura hugs herself in an effort to cover it up, her face flushed with embarrassment. I can't imagine this being convenient at all during a fight, especially not one as serious as this. I feel like I shouldn't be watching this, but this is an important fight. I can't afford to take my eyes off of, or something like that. Ah! This is terrible. I can't fight like this. What do I do? With what should be a fairly troubling scene from her partner, Hikari actually seems more annoyed than anything as she rushes over. Come on, stop screwing around. She stomps her foot and scolds her half-naked partner. That seems like a rather bizarre way to treat someone in such a state. You know damn well you can just regenerate your outfit. She can? So why has she been acting like she has? This is so... Huh? Oh, right. There's another flash and her outfit is restored to what it once was. Huh? Really, was that easy? My bad. I totally forgot. Hikari hosts her sword up onto her shoulder and lets out a sigh, a dangerous vein just faintly visible on her forehead. You know, for some twisted reason, I think part of you wanted to show off. Maybe to a certain somebody. Me? Never! Though you're sure one to talk, accidentally leaving the door unlocked. Boing! Hikari wraps himself on the head. What is this even? Oh, I was kidding. Guys, aren't you forgetting something? I mean, it's not like you're in the middle of a fight or anything. Wait, that's the point. Yuzuki could have torn those two up while they were arguing. Where did she go after that attack? As if suddenly realizing fact as well, both the girls jump into serious mode, as if it's even really possible, and assume offensive stance of once more. Did she catch where she went to? Why did I even ask? I'm beginning to grow uneasy. I instinctively throw a glance over my shoulder, only to be met with a mechanical smile. Boo! You! She's right behind me! How did she manage that? Then again, I guess it probably wasn't that difficult with a feat with how distracted my supposed guardians can get. I stumble backwards with a gasp, just narrowly avoiding her outstretched gaze as she reaches for me with a limb. Kenta! Ah, damn it. I so close as well. The dark girl wrenches her shoulders, searching. It seems like she barely any strength left, as she just barely keeps a hold of her scythe, limping at her side. Maybe the combined attack before was more effective than I thought, and it finally all caught up to her. Her energy reserves well and truly spent. This was probably her last ditch attempt to get me. I'm lucky I turned around when I did. She gives me a narrow glare as she staggers back a few steps. My bodyguard's catching up to me. In her eyes filled with hatred, she shifts her gaze to Saika and
今
Hikari.
夜は私が撤退
Looks
する
like
番
it's
組
my
だ
turn to retreat for the night.
だからと
Don't
勝っ
think
た
you
などとは
won
思わ
anything
ない
just
今
yet.
回の幸運はあな
You
た
got
たち
lucky
に
with
あ
a
った
cheap
け
shot,
ど二度目
but
は
don't
ないわ
expect it to work a second
ケン
time.
タは私のものよ
Kenta will be mine.
でも心配しないで
Don't worry, I'm not
あ
cool
なた
enough
たちと
as
遊
far
ばないで
as
どこか
without
へ行く
leaving you
なんてことはし
something
な
to
いか
play
ら
with until we
ま
meet
た
again. She begins to sink back to the shadows, getting off another diva's laugh despite her limping retreat. And the last part of what she said worries me. Something to play with?
どこにだってついてってあ
Like,
げる
hell,
わ
you're going
こ
anywhere.
こで戦い
We're
を終
going
わ
to
らせま
finish
し
the
ょう
fight here and now.
光
Oh,
どうせ
Hikari,
間に合
maybe
う
we should be. Hikari disregards her partner's advice and blazes forward, sword at ready. Seems like her blade is just about to connect with Zuki before she can make her escape. But something suddenly lifts out as if appearing out of nowhere, and Hikari takes Hikari off her feet, hosting her high into the air. A thick, slimy appendage. A tentacle? Okay. This is weird. So, we've had angels and demons, fallen angels, and now we have tentacle rape. Okay, I like this game. I like this game a lot. Hikari drops her sword after being blindsided by the beast and is left wrestling helpless against the withering tendrils as they work to ensnare her. Ah! Hey, no! Let me go! I see her hands give off a glow. That's right. If she doesn't have a weapon, she still has her magic. She should be able to make quick work of this thing, sort of not. I'll show you. Huh? Or maybe not. The beast is one step ahead of her and works to bind her hands, leaving her well and truly helpless. The tentacles creep even closer, using a pungent substance that coats a majority of her. Ah! This is so disgusting. I don't think all the showers in the world are going to be able to get the stuff out of my hair. She bemoans her disgusting predicament as she thrashes about, ultimately not resulting in the tentacles, only resulting in the tentacles constructing tighter against her. Okay, she can't save herself, but her trusty partner should be able to pierce through the tentacles with a well-placed arrow, right? Right? Bad doggies! They grab Saika too. Sit! Down! Stay! Wait, when did they show up? Saika is surrounded by a pack of those demonic dogs from before. The ones that nearly took my life. They must have charged in at the same time as the killer creature made itself known. Were they summoned by Yuzuki, I wonder? Wait, she can control them? Hello? Anyone going to help me here? It isn't as fun as it looks, you know. Hikari keeps up a brave front, and I can see the tentacles are taking their toll on her. This is bad. Both of them are held up by monsters. While Saika is handy with a bow, I don't think she's that good at close combat, so she might be in trouble here. And then Hikari is clearly in need of assistance. Oh, I gotta pick a girl again. The tentacles completely crush her if nothing is done soon. So with both of them struggling, who's left to help them? Me? But I haven't ever fought anything in my life. I would have been dead long ago if these two hadn't made themselves known in my life. I clench my fist tight and throw a glance between the two girls. They've risked so much to help me before, while I've just stood on the sidelines like some sort of coward. They need my help. What can I do? I don't have any magic powers. I don't have super strength. I can't fly. I'm useless. Useless. I stomp on the ground, cursing my weak nature. Huh? Something clatters at my foot. Hikari's sword. A sizable amount of steel that almost rivals Hikari herself in height. I crouch down to pick it up. Despite its size, it's surprisingly light. I'm able to take it up with just a single hand. This is crazy. I can't believe I'm thinking about doing this. I straighten up and tighten my hold on the sword, giving a test swipe into the air. It slices through without much resistance and gives off a satisfying swish. It'll be this easy, right? Air's one thing. But do I even think about using that thing on something living? Even if they're monsters. I'm just not sure if I can follow through with it. Ah! Don't touch me! Back! Back! It's crushing me! Someone help! I can hear cries of distress from both sides. Time is running out. I've made up my mind. I can't save both at once though. Who needs help more urgently? Sayaka. I'm not even gonna hesitate. Right, Sayaka has a numerous, far more threatening foe than just a couple of slimy tentacles. These things might tear her apart if I wait too long. Sayaka, hang on. I kick off the head to Sayaka's and head to Sayaka's side first, the sword held awkwardly at my side. I really don't know how to even hold this properly. I must look so stupid right now. Shoo, shoo! She frankly boots and waves her way out of the incoming claws and fangs, unable to spare a moment to get an arrow out. I pick up the pace, nearing the beast. There isn't a moment to lose. This is my time to shine. I can be the hero! Oh! In my haste to reach Sayaka in time, I put a foot in the wrong place and trip myself in a particular display of heroism. I pull to a channel and rail straight into one of the creatures, sword outstretched. It lets out an ear-piercing howl, and the blade comes in contact with it, at least back, distracting it and the others in the process. Well, not exactly what I had in mind, but it worked. Somewhat. After that little stunt, their burning eyes are on me now. No problem. I hold a shaky sword towards one of them as they begin to circle me, rather than Sayaka. This wasn't what I wanted. This is what I wanted, right? I mean, I saved Sayaka at least. The beasts all leap at once. An assault from all four sides. Oh god, this is going to end badly. Even a seasoned swordsman would be at a disadvantage here. 4 arrows fly at once and nail each of the creatures in the head before they can reach me, each of them exploding into a cloud of black smoke. Phew! Another close call, huh? Sayaka grins as she lowers her bow. That's right. By taking on the other monsters, I was able to give Sayaka the room she needed to launch her arrows. And all according to plan. You're telling me. I don't know how you guys can face these things on a daily basis. It's something you get used to. Anyway, Kenta, you really surprised me. I didn't think I'd ever be saved by you. Oh, well, it was nothing really. Wait, what's that supposed to mean? Nothing. Thank you for real. She beams with an innocent grin. I'm sure she's definitely meant something by that though. Her mouth opens wide as she looks over Hikari's sword that I still hold in a trembling hand. Even now, I still can't stop shaking after confronting these things. Is that Hikari's? How on earth did you... Hello? If you guys are done talking over there, some help would be great about now. Okay. Calm down. We're going to get it. We're getting to it or something like that instead. Sayaka sighs and knocks a magic arrow in her bow before letting it loose with a bored expression. as if she wasn't that concerned with Hikari. A lazy yet somehow precise arrow pierces through the chemicals at once, severing them cleanly. The monster, still hidden in the shadows, lets out some kind of shriek and drops Hikari to the ground before retreating. Oof! She lands with a swimming splash. Ugh! That can't be pleasant. See, you're fine. Hikari rises and takes a deep breath, about to yell at her partner, but she stops as she notices her sword in my fairly incapable hands. Kenta. I grin nervously and scrub at the back of my head. Ah! I hope you don't mind me borrowing it. It was sort of an emergency. That's not the problem. I was surprised you could use it. If it makes you feel any better, I really didn't do much at all with it. Don't be so modest. You were my hero, Kenta. Sayaka claps her hands together and turns playfully, battling her eyelashes at me with a dreamy expression. Even though she's clearly just messing around, I still can't help but let out an awkward laugh as my cheeks flare up. You should have seen him, Hikari. He came in charging and took all four of them on at once. You killed them all, though. In fact, I think he might be even better than you with a sword. Okay, now she's really making it obvious that I did nothing. Hikari rolls over to me and snaps the sword back with a sour expression. Ugh. She's got some of her slime on me. Don't be ridiculous. I'm not sure what exactly happened back there, but I'm certain I had a huge part in it. Luck had a huge part in it. Okay. Dang, I can't read today. No, I mean it. In fact, maybe I should partner up with Kenta instead. We'd be like the best team ever. What'd you say, Kenta? I'm sure I could get you sorted out with a nice magical outfit too. Hikari continues to shimmer as Sayaka goes on. I can't even tell if she's being serious at this point. Pass. Aw, okay. I still think you look great in one of these outfits. I wonder, would my magical be as light on material as there are? I recall just thinking about wearing one. I don't know how they manage. Hikari suddenly lights up and strikes the blaze at ready. Oh, that girl. Did she? Zuki? Yeah, it looks like she got away while we were fussing over her pals. Damn it. We were so close. She stomps her foot in frustration, the slime that no doubt oozed between her toes giving off a squeal. Maybe it's for the best. I don't think either of us are in any kind of condition to fight anymore. She sighs dramatically and throws her hands in the air. She's right. I can't imagine how much worse things could have been if that girl had still been around. How about you, Kenta? How are you holding up? Me? Let's see. I drenched in sweat and my heart is still thumping like crazy from the adrenaline rush. I think I might throw up. My head feels like it might split open at any moment. I'm okay, actually. Oddly enough, I really do feel fine. Better than fine, in fact. I'm happy I can finally do something, even if it wasn't much, so I'm not as much a burden for these two. I think it's safe to say that we should call it a night now, huh? Hikari peers into the darkness, still holding her sword firmly. She seems reluctant about giving up on the fight so soon. Come on, Hikari. It's over. We won. Sayaka slaps a hand down at Hikari's thin shoulder and she loosens up. Just a little. I refuse to believe she would just give up so easily. It doesn't make any sense. Didn't you see her? She was really beat up. I think we did more damage to her than she's letting on.
しばらくは襲ってこない
I'd be surprised if she even shows up tomorrow night.
まあね
Maybe. Hikari finally gives up, her sword fading with a dim light. She reluctantly joins the pair of us, and we begin the journey home once more. And with that, the chaotic night finally comes to an end. I get to live yet for another day. After tonight, I'm more grateful than ever for the existence of my guardian angels, however bizarre they might be at times. We part ways once we reach my house, so I know they'll be just a shout away if I need them, since they'll no doubt be camped in my garden again. I really don't understand how they don't get caught. I shut the door behind me. I'm greeted with the familiar aroma of home cooking. Safe at last, I think. At least the monsters haven't attacked me here anyway. They seem to only want to get me when I'm isolated from mostly everyone else. Let's hope things stay that way. No one else has to be dragged into this mess. Heck, I still don't even know why I'm in this situation to begin with. I join my parents at the table, the plates only just being set up. The same questioning looks at sport, maybe more so today because of how taxing that encounter had been on my body. I'm lucky enough to have not suffered any real damage, or at least anything noticeable at first glance, so they didn't chase up any further on the matter. Their usual conversations unfold, and once it becomes my turn to talk about my day, I can only let out an awkward laugh and say it was the same as any other day. I wonder how they'd react if I told them there were two complete strangers potentially camping in our backyard. The peaceful, relaxing dinner comes to an end. Much like last night, I make myself scarce, dragging myself up to the room, wanting nothing more than to collapse onto my bed for a good several days. How come we ain't had a single weekend day yet? Like, it's just been school. Like, seriously. Thankfully, it's the weekend. Okay, so, tomorrow at least. So there's no need to worry about having to get up early. But I get the feeling with these two girls around, I'm not going to be able to get much of a lie-in. Speaking of the girls, do I even want to check? I have a reluctant sigh and peek through the curtains. Yup. Tent. Camp. Fire. Oh, an overcooked meal catching alight as the pair scrambled to put it out. That's about what I expected. I shut the curtains and ignored the fact that the entire garden is in danger of catching from fire. I'm far too exhausted to worry about that. I'm sure it'll be fine. Most likely. Crawling into bed, I'm distressed cries of two supposed professionals are the last thing I hear before I drift off into the world of dreams. So, do we see the demons or do we wake up? We wake up, apparently. I wake with a groan. Warm rays of sun pulling me out of the slumber, whether I like it or not. Alongside the expected headache, every muscle in my body screams out in protest as I try to push myself up. I don't get it. I didn't even exert myself that much the other day. So why do I feel so weak? It takes a good moment or so of struggling before my body finally complies and I tumble out of bed. I'm left staring at the ceiling in a daze for a second before I boot to life once more. What's wrong with me? I think it's because I used the sword. Rising on shaking legs, I told her back and forth before I almost crashed into the wall in an effort to support myself. Okay, deep breaths. It appears I may have forgotten how to walk properly. No big deal. No big deal. I can't walk anymore. It doesn't matter though. Let's see if I can remember before I even think of attempting the stairs. Just one foot in front of the other. Left foot, right foot. Slowly but surely I become steady with each step I take. Phew. Maybe I'm just more tired than I thought I was. Having remembered the basics of human mobility once more, I head for the bathroom. As I approach the door, I can't help but feel a sense of deja vu about the whole thing. Why is that, I wonder? I get the feeling there's something important I'm forgetting. Something potentially life-threatening. So we're gonna open the door and Sayaka's gonna be in there instead of Hikari, right? But I can't recall it all in such a groggy state. I'm sure I'll remember after a shower. Sayaka, right? Boom! Nailed it. It was Hikari last time, so of course it's Sayaka this time. Shower, shower, shower. As I open the door, I'm greeted by a wisp of steam and the sound of running water. It looks like I won't be able to use the shower right now, since it's being used. At least I think it is. I'm having a little bit of trouble coming to terms with the sight before me. Ah! Kenta? What are you doing? I blink a few times. Yup, still there. Sayaka is really there, butt naked, using my shower. Huh? I gawk for a while longer, my hand fumbling limply at the door handle. All I have to do is close the door again and stop this being any more awkward than it's already become for us. Same side of the fact they've broken into my house yet again. How is this my fault? I thought they would have learned how basic locks work after this mishap from yesterday morning. If anything, I'm the victim here. It's not fair. Hello? Is anyone there? You can close the door now. Sayaka breaks me out of my thoughts as she attempts to cover herself best she can, her face flushed with embarrassment. She's a lot more subdued compared to her usual outgoing self. I guess that's to be expected in an awkward situation like this. A situation that I'm only making more awkward the longer I stand here wide-eyed by the door. If you don't mind. Alright, my bad. At least Sayaka is more reasonable about this whole thing. I have a feeling if I had walked in on Hikari like this again, this house might not be standing. I avert my gaze somehow and pull the door to a close. Locks, people. Locks. They exist for a reason. Sheesh. I'm not sure if I'll ever be able to get that image out of my head now. Her wet hair, the water chasing down her body, I shake my head. God, Kenta. You're better than this. After the commotion from what I'm hoping won't be a regular thing, I found myself downstairs with both of the girls. Really, guys, is this necessary? There's no school today, remember? But that's exactly why we're here. Sayaka beams with a smile almost as bright as the sun itself. What? Kenta, you don't have many friends, do you? Where on earth did that come from? She isn't joking around either. She says it was such a sincere look. Don't be stupid. I have plenty of friends. Oh? Name one. Hikari too. I'm beginning to feel ganged up on here. Friends. That's easy. There's, let's see. How about, no. I guess I just say good morning to them and that's it. But surely, I guess I can't really count on them either since I've only worked a couple of times on projects with them. Uh-oh, this is bad. I can't actually come up with anybody. The look on my face says it all, as Hikari has a smug look about her. I better change the subject. Fast. That doesn't matter. Why are you guys bringing this up anyway? It's just, we noticed at school that you never really seem to talk to anyone. Well, that's because I've been busy dealing with you guys. Only grasping the straws here is the best I can come up with. Somehow, I get the feeling they're not convinced. Heck, I'm not convinced, even by my own words. And over the past few weeks, we've been watching over you. Only seem to leave the house for school before you come right back. Don't you get lonely, Kenta? It's not good for someone to completely shut themselves away like that. I'm about done with this video. Guys, my voice is getting tired, my ears are hurting. And, and, and to add to that, your parents always seem to be away working, so it's just you all on your own. Hey now, you shouldn't be worried about that part. Or you wouldn't be able to use my house as freely as you do. But I guess she has a point. Once I have realized myself, even I don't want to fully admit it. Which is why we're going to do something fun today. All three of us. She claps her hands together and snaps me out of my depressing thoughts. Believe it or not, Hikari and I don't really get a lot of free time, so we've never really been able to enjoy a weekend like this. Hey! We're still on duty, you know. Don't forget that. But if Kenta decided he wanted to go out such a sunny day, we'd have no choice but to go along with him. Okay. I guess I don't really have a say in this matter, do I? They both smile innocently. I'm sure I'm being manipulated here. So, what did you have planned for today? Ah! That's a secret. But first, there's a matter of breakfast. Right, breakfast. I have a terrifying flashback to yesterday and their supposed breakfast they had made for me. Not to mention the state they left the kitchen in afterwards. It looked like a bomb went off in there. I think Hikari and I should handle breakfast again today. We've totally got it under control this time. We have? Yep. Hikari's face grows pale. She shoots me a look that says she wants me to put my foot down to end this matter before it gets probably any further out of control. How about it? And after careful deliberation, I say. Yep, she shouts at me and says she wants me to put it. Alright. So how about it, Keita? Let's say no, nuh-uh. How about no? Haha, no. Let's not. No. I'll think about it, okay, I'm done thinking. Sure, okay. Let's do sure, okay. Well, sure, I can't see any reason why not. It's the complete opposite of what I'm about to say. That'd be insane to consider otherwise. It's okay. I can handle the cookie. Ah, that was gay. It's like you got all these choices, but still no. Ah, she looks absolutely crushed, but I had to do it for both Hikari's and my own safety. I mean, you girls must be exhausted after last night. I like to cook for you as my way of saying thanks. Really? Really? Well, okay. Your loss. Breakfast would really have been better today, too. Somehow I doubt that. I think destruction just comes naturally to both this girl and her partner in crime. You guys just sit right there and don't touch anything flammable while I go fix us up something, okay? They both comply and take a seat at the table. Hikari seems relieved and mounts a thank you my way as she passes by. The house is safe for another day. I quickly cook up something edible and disaster-free. Several times I did find myself having to shoo Shaiko away from the kitchen as she snuck her way in, insisting she could help in some way. I almost had a heart attack at one point as I turned around to find her standing there with a knife and a dangerous expression on her face. I know she's trying to help, but really now? With breakfast out of the way, it seems like Sayaka is finally ready to tell me what she had planned for the day. But we're going to stop here because it's been on like forever that we've been doing this, and I'm tired. So I'll save and end the video for now, guys. Yes. See you next time.